Welcome to the Dispatch. You are listening to a primer on Jammu and Kashmir. What happened in the late 1930s that the Muslims Conference shed its religious tag, giving rise to the National Conference. We talk about the changing political discourse in episode 29.
By the late 1930s, the political landscape of Jammu and Kashmir had begun to shift in ways that reflected both internal debates and the wider currents of the Indian freedom movement. The All Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference, founded in 1932, had become the principal platform for articulating the concerns of the valley's majority community. Yet within a few years, its leadership found itself confronting a central question. Should political mobilization remain community based, or should it move toward a broader, inclusive vision that matched the language of modern representative politics? These discussions took place in an atmosphere shaped by multiple factors. The introduction of the Praja Sabha in 1934 had formalized political engagement, and its debates had drawn representatives from different regions and communities into shared deliberation. Across India, the rise of mass-based politics, particularly under the Indian National Congress, brought new ideas about secular nationalism, civil rights, and constitutional reform. Urdu newspapers circulating in Srinagar and Jammu carried speeches from national leaders, reports from provincial elections, and commentary on responsible government. Younger members of the educated class believed that Jammu and Kashmir needed a political idiom that addressed the entire population rather than one section alone. Within the Muslim conference, these ideas found resonance, especially with Sheikh Mohammad Abdullah, who had emerged as a gifted orator and organizer. He and a group of younger colleagues argued that the agitation of 1931 and the reforms that followed were not exclusively Muslim concerns, but reflected structural issues affecting many communities. They believed that transforming the movement into a broader organization would strengthen its political standing and expand its social base. These arguments, however, did not command unanimous support. Some senior leaders, such as Chaudhry Ghulam Abbas, favored retaining a community-specific platform, viewing it as necessary for safeguarding the interests of a group that still faced significant socio-economic disadvantage. The debate reflected genuine differences in political assessment rather than ideological polarization. The turning point came in 1938 when the Muslim Conference held a major session in Srinagar. After extended deliberations, the faction advocating broader engagement prevailed. The party was reconstituted as the All Jammu and Kashmir National Conference, with a new constitution and an explicitly inclusive program. Sheikh Mohammad Abdullah became its principal leader, and the new organization quickly attracted support from sections of the Kashmiri Pandit and Dogra intelligentsia. The formation of the National Conference marked the first significant attempt to create a cross-communal political movement in the state. Its rhetoric increasingly aligned with the constitutional demands being raised by nationalist leaders across British India. The transformation also had long-term implications. It broadened the vocabulary of politics in Jammu and Kashmir and introduced the idea that the future of the state should be shaped by the collective aspirations of all its people. At the same time, the reorientation created new political cleavages, differences that would continue to influence political alignments in the decades to come. By the close of the 1930s, the National Conference had established itself as the principal political voice of the valley's emerging public sphere. The debates that led to its formation reflected a society navigating the transition from traditional structures to modern political identity, shaped equally by local conditions and the larger currents of the subcontinent.
Thanks for watching this episode of Primer on Jammu and Kashmir. Here is a quick note from the editors of the Dispatch. While dealing with historical events, we are conscious of the fact that history has no single view. In places like Jammu and Kashmir, this can be more complicated. While explaining the events of history through this primer, we are taking the best possible care to be objective and to offer context wherever views differ starkly. We welcome you to write to us and enrich the knowledge base on Jammu and Kashmir.